Okay, I will call the Everman City Council meeting to order. It is Tuesday, March 10th, 2026, and the time is 6:03. If everybody please rise for a moment of silence, followed by a pledge of allegiance. Amen. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so first item on the agenda is consent agenda. Item A is minutes from the Everman City Council meeting of February the 10th, 2026. I'll entertain a motion.
I move we approve the consent agenda as read.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Would you poll the council?
Place 1. Aye. Place 2.
Aye.
Place 3. Aye. Place 4.
Aye.
Place 6.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next item is financials from January 2026. I will entertain a motion to accept.
I move that we accept the financials of January 2026 as presented.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Would you poll the council?
Place 1. Aye. Place 2.
Aye.
Place 3. No. Place 4.
Aye.
Place 6.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next item is presentations. Item A, proclamation for Texas Independence Day. Texas Independence Day, whereas on March 2nd, 1836, delegates gathered at Washington on the Brazos and adopted the Texas Declaration of Independence, establishing the Republic of Texas as a sovereign nation, and whereas the courageous men and women who fought for Texas independence demonstrated extraordinary bravery, sacrifice, and an unwavering commitment to liberty and self-governance, and whereas the principles of freedom, personal responsibility, and resilience embodied by the Republic of Texas continue to shape the identity, culture, and character of the state of Texas today. And whereas Texas Independence Day serves as a reminder of the rich heritage, diverse history, and enduring spirit that unite Texans in pride of their state and community, and whereas the City of Everman proudly recognizes the contributions of all Texans, past and present, who have worked to build strong communities grounded in service, opportunity, and civic engagement. The next proclamation is National Women's History Month. National Women's History Month. Whereas March is nationally recognized as National Women's History Month, a time to honor and celebrate the vital contributions of women to our nation's history, culture, economy, and civic life. And whereas women throughout American history have played indispensable roles in advancing civil rights, education, public safety, business, science, government, healthcare, and community development. And whereas the courage, leadership, and perseverance of women have strengthened families, enriched communities, and shaped the progress of our state and nation. Whereas women continue to serve as leaders, innovators, educators, first responders, entrepreneurs, public servants, and advocates, making meaningful contributions to the city of Everman and beyond. Now, whereas recognizing the achievements of women encourages future generations to pursue excellence, leadership, and service in all fields of endeavor. Next up is swearing-in ceremony. Municipal Animal Services Officer Austin Millian.
Well, come on up, Ray, because you got to tell them more about Austin than I can. What I know so far is Austin, I know, has been with us for a little bit, and he's been a great asset so far. He's proven himself to be a good member of the team, and we're excited to have him on board. But You want to tell them a little bit about him, and we'll go from there.
All right, Austin, he comes with us. He actually had very little experience, but he has caught on quick. He's very passionate with the animals, and he's been very good with our residents, has great customer service, been getting animals back home, so we're very proud and happy to have him on our team.
Perfect. I'll get you talking to this mic. If you would, just step up right here and raise your right hand, and you can repeat after me.
Sir.
I state your name,
I, Austin Million,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Animal Control Officer
of Animal Control Officer
of Municipal Animal Services
of Municipal Animal Services
of the State of Texas,
of the State of Texas,
and will to the best
and will to the best
of my ability
of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, man. And you got your family here, right?
Yes, sir.
Y'all want to come on up? We'll get a picture. You don't want me in the picture. You want the real Bob in the picture. Very good. Congratulations. Congratulations, man.
Next item, citizens' comments. Do we have any? Get some feedback. Okay, next item is public hearing. Yeah. Tell you what, read off this. Public hearing. Item A, public hearing to receive citizen comments on the consideration of amendments to the project plan and reinvestment zone finance plan for tax increment and reinvestment zone number 1, TIRZ number 1, City of Everman, Texas, in accordance with Chapter 311 of the Texas Tax Code. The time is 6:10. I will open up the public hearing.
All right, good evening, Mayor and Council. Before we answer any questions, wanted to cover what this is. We did provide a staff report. Could we share my screen? Because we've got some amendments here I need to change. Oh, wow, that put up all kinds of fun stuff, didn't it? Let's see. There we go. Oh, my gosh. Okay, never mind. Take it off that for a second. Couple of different changes that I'll get it up on the screen here in just a minute, from what was initially posted online and what was initially proposed. The reason why this is brought before you is because it has the original project plan and finance plan has not been updated for TIF since its inception. So at a minimum, the finances really needed to be updated in accordance with what actual projections are and current economic standards are. The project plan that was originally adopted was highly, highly specific, which is kind of abnormal for a TIF board. Typically, the TIF project plan provides guidelines that the TIF board would review projects within and make sure that those projects are aligned with the project plan before recommending approval. But our original TIF project plan was highly specific. So specific, it identified like 1,300 feet of drive approach that was no longer needed. We all know that as development occurs and as growth occurs, things are going to change. It's not staff's recommendation that a project plan be that specific, but that we do outline the general guidelines of what TIF projects should be geared towards. And that's what this updated project plan does, is it qualifies and kind of provides general guidance of that, allowing the TIF board that you appoint to review these projects on a case-by-case basis, and then approve those projects on a case-by-case basis to come to you with a recommendation to approve. We had a meeting with our TIF board, and this was one of the top priorities, was needing to update our TIF project plan and finance plan. Also, if we are looking to do any projects with TIF dollars, the project plan and finance plan really need to be updated in accordance to that before we move forward with any other projects. Couple of changes here, and if you give me a second to figure out this technology, I am struggling to figure out the technology today. Okay, let's see. Why is it not showing up on my screen? All right, now can you show my screen? Sorry. Okay, a couple of changes from what was originally proposed online. First off is the boundary. The boundary itself, when we originally published this online, did have one adjustment. The previous boundary went north on Enon and carved out two pieces of property right before Roy C. Brooks, which seemingly didn't make much sense. If we were to use or had a desire to use TIF dollars for Enon Avenue, I would imagine we would want to use those dollars for all of Enon Avenue, not kind of just jump in portions. It makes more sense there. We also have underdeveloped, and properties that really need redevelopment in that area. So it made sense to kind of straighten out this line along Enon rather than jump up and carve out a couple of properties. The next change is we have talked historically about using TIF dollars for City Hall as a project in the future. If we are to do that, City Attorney has recommended, well, has pretty clearly stated it needs to be within the TIF zone for us to do that as an eligible project. So you'll see that the updated boundary now comes down Noble Avenue and includes the City Hall and the Public Works, Public Safety block right here along Ray Street in Enon. These changes from what was originally posted online do not at all change any of the calculations related to percentage on residential. None of this incorporates any new private property that wasn't originally proposed, so the attorney was comfortable with considering this updated version tonight rather than the one that was originally sent out to you and published online. But those are the two big changes. And I'll entertain any questions if you have any. Otherwise, we'll have an ordinance later on that you'll be considering this for adoption.
Do we have any questions or comments?
Why did you focus on this particular area?
I'm sorry, on which particular area? On the TIF zone altogether? Well, the TIF zone needs to be updated for us to do any projects with those TIF dollars. This TIF zone was originally established in 2013-ish, 2014, and the plan needed to be updated along with the financials needed to be updated.
When was the project start?
There's currently no approved projects, so the way this works is once the project plan is updated, we will go back to TIF board to discuss a couple of projects that are under consideration right now. They'll review those projects as a part of the process. We've created project scorecards that they will utilize to help make sure that all the projects are compliant with all of the tax code requirements, all of the legal requirements. They will review each project to determine whether or not they feel it should be a project to come before you. Once they review and approve a project, and then ultimately comes before you as the council before those projects actually get approved for funding. If you approve projects, then those would be on a case-by-case basis. But currently, there's not any specific project officially approved by TIF.
Do we have any other questions?
Thank you for the update.
Okay, seeing none, the time is 6:17, and I will close the public hearing. Next item is discussion items. Item A, monthly staff reports. Item 1, Police Department.
Good evening. I know you've got a packed agenda tonight, so we've cut this down quite a bit. I've given you the report of the total summaries that I give you every month. so you can review those. Just the highlights, our officers were involved with 1,801 calls for service in the month of February. Traffic crashes remained about the same. We had 16 this past month as opposed to 13 the month before. Most of the categories you see are consistent with what they were last month. They're one or two either way change, but basically the same. We did have 5 fight calls this month. All 5 of them were school-related. Suspicious person and vehicle calls were down, actually by about 50% from last month. Traffic enforcement activities resulted in 107 traffic stops that yielded citations and 79 stops that resulted in warnings, and 4 arrests were made. To give you a quick staffing update, you may remember Daquan Ryans, who has been in field training, and just recently, within the past couple of weeks, completed his field training and was released for solo assignment. That was the good news. The bad news was, on March 4th, he submitted his resignation to accept a position with a hospital in Fort Worth at a considerable increase of salary. On the brighter side, we do have currently 3 people in background investigation. 2 of them are look like they're going to be well suited for full-time positions, 1 for a reserve position. So hopefully our shortage will be very short-lived. And on better news, the next council meeting, you'll get to meet someone else new. We have hired Marcy Beecham as our new code enforcement officer. She comes to us with about 5 years, slightly over 5 years of experience in places like Arlington and Mansfield. She appears to bring quite a bit to the table. She's ready to go, ready to hit the ground running, and she starts tomorrow. So next month we will have her here to introduce you and give you an update on her first month's activities. She has a list waiting for her. Any questions? All right, thank you.
Next item is Animal Services.
Hey, Mayor and Council. We took in 68 dogs in February, and 17 of those came from Everman. We had 15 cats brought in. 8 of those came from Everman. We had 42 positive outcomes. Out of those, we had 6 adoptions at the shelters for dogs, 18 in the mobile adoption center. We had 12 owner returns that people came up to the shelter, so which was really good. That means microchips are working. So that was really good that we had that many coming to the shelter to find them. The officers returned 3 in the field, and we transferred out only 3 dogs. Our rescue groups are very full right now. We had 5 positive cats go out with 1 adoption at the shelter, 1 returned to the owner, 1 TNR'd, and 2 went to the rescue organizations. Our live release rate for our Tier 1 animals, 100%. We're still 100% since October, so Mindy's been doing an outstanding job getting those healthy adoptable animals out. Our Tier 2 dogs, we were at 92% this month, and it says 0. We only had 1 Tier 2 cat. So we did have a lot of Tier 3 dogs come in. The Tier 3s are unweaned animals or medical or severe behavior, so it's kind of high this month. Had a hard time getting those out. We received 2,040 phone calls. Our officers did 192 calls out in the field, which 54 of them were here in Everman. And our number 1 calls, of course, again, are loose animal calls and the special assignments, because we have a couple of loose animals that they're just smarter than we are. We can't catch them, so we got traps set out, and that's our special assignment. So just kind of some interesting that. But we did do, out of those calls, we did 54 here in Everman. Last year we did 21, so we're still getting a lot out. But the other thing is, too, we're doing a lot more close patrols, and hopefully the community's seeing us out more. And they're seeing us, so they don't want to get a ticket, so they keep their dogs up, is what we're hoping. Do I have any questions? All right, good evening.
Thank you.
Next item, oh, Landon's not here, fire department?
Yeah, no, fire chief had to attend the ESD meeting that was occurring tonight, so he made a last-minute divert to go that way.
Okay. So no fire report, we'll do public works.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just try to make it short and sweet. On Parks and Streets, we did our routine maintenance there for parks and building maintenance as well. Work orders, we did the light fixtures there at the ACO building. So if you go in there, just brand new LED lights, you can actually see in there now. It looks really nice. We also did 6 potholes that were pretty bad in certain areas, so we'll be able to accomplish those. And we are working on some others as well as we speak. We have a company that's actually going to help us with 2 big ones that we're working on, so hopefully those get taken care of as well. On the water side, the guys have been busy as well in taking care of the daily routine work. They replaced that 8-inch main T. That was a big project. It was an old, really old piping, so they kind of had to customize a way to get that address, and they were able to take care of that issue. So they did a great job out there. They had to do 4 sewer lines, or ran or clean sewer lines. They had to do a service line or water line that goes to the house, and then 2 curb stops to be able to. They were able to replace this last month. So yeah, the guys have been quite busy. It was over here by, I forgot the name of the street, but right over here where the gas company is working on,
Enon?
that
Thompson.
Enon area in Thompson. It was right there, and it was just an old T that was leaking, and they just put a block of cement there, hoping that it will hold for a long time. So that didn't work out, so that's why. Yes.
Hey,
You're
Gilbert,
welcome.
real quick, can you kind of give an update on where we're at with Enon? Because I know everybody's curious about Enon, the Hannah Ranch project. I know we're getting close to being done, but.
Yes. So are you talking about the Atmos?
No, I'm talking about Keegan
Oh.
and, how they're concreting in
Yes,
those
circle.
things and then they're out.
Yeah, so the last thing they got to do there on Enon is finishing up doing concrete squares around our manholes and valves, so that way we don't lose the valves. Usually in the past they didn't do that, but all they have to do now is 6 of those that are left. I believe they only got 3 left that they need to do, and then they'll be completely done out of Enon, so you won't have that traffic anymore there.
Yeah, I was kind of
Yeah.
disappointed when they put the black top
Put it
down
back
and then
over
they
there.
go dig more holes. I'm like, what? But
Yes, ma'am.
it looks
Yes,
really
ma'am.
nice.
Yes, ma'am. So it's another upgrade that makes it look nicer and also helps us locate where's our manholes and valves.
Yeah, it looks nice.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Next item, item B, is staff update, RFQ, RFP for design build services related to the new animal services shelter.
Yeah, I just wanted to provide a quick update to the council and let you know that we did properly publish and legally publish in many fashions the RFQ, RFP for the animal service building to try to get contractors to submit proposals for that building. And we had one response, and that was Grossman Design Build. The positive part of that is it actually makes the selection process really easy when we only have one contractor. So we are currently working on negotiating a contract. We will work to negotiate a contract. That'll obviously be pretty heavily involved with the city attorney's office to review that. We'll go back and forth on that for a little bit. Hopefully by next council meeting, we should have a contract to bring back to you to consider to move forward on doing any improvements at that building that are needed. So that's all I got.
Okay, next item, item C, is staff report, Forest Hill Public Library District 2025 Achievement of Excellence in Libraries Recognition and Celebration.
Yeah, I'm going to let Michael Hardrick's here, and what a What better of a man to announce this to you, so.
No. First, good evening, and thank y'all for allowing me to come today. And let me apologize that we haven't been here much since I think last year. So I do apologize about that, and we would do better this year. So for the third year in a row, the library received the Achievement of Library Excellence Award. This award is issued through TMLDA, which is Texas Municipal Library Directors Association, which is part of the Texas Municipal League. Okay. Whew. And to celebrate this award, we are having a community gathering this Saturday, March the 14th at 5 o'clock. There'll be food, there'll be music, there'll be activities. Our Friends group will be doing a book sale. So if you're free, please come out because this award is as much as y'all's as it is ours. It takes a team to be able to provide the service to the community that's needed. And we appreciate this partnership that we have with y'all for, I think we're in our 4th year. So I know time is just flying. So yeah, so we look forward to that. And then I do want to say briefly that, excuse me, Everman have about 6,000 residents, and so far we have 600 residents signed up for library cards. So we are working and trying to get more people signed up for their free library card, which will give them access to not only our books, but our ebooks, our databases, and other resources. We are currently working on a new partnership with Everman ISD, working with Ms. Winton, who is over the pre-K family engagement at Dan Powell. So that's a new partnership that we look forward to. And then we're just looking for other partnerships. So if you know people, send them our way, and we'll be happy to work with them. We also work with Timberview Farms that we started that about 2 years ago, and that's a good partnership. So we're grateful for the residents of Everman, and we look forward to bigger and better things. All right. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
Next item, item D, staff report, city council briefing of a new citizen notification system with HyperReach.
Yeah, so as y'all are aware, we've reported before, we've had some continuing issues with our previous vendor, which was Blackboard, where the system was frequently down. We had issues with being able to send out notifications. Mayor Richardson and I attended the Disaster Expo in Houston this last year, and we were introduced to a company called HyperReach. HyperReach offers much more capability than what our previous vendor was able to offer to us, including things such as automatic integration with our social media. Before, if we had a tornado warning or something critical, a staff member literally had to sit there and type in the information and send it out, and then switch over to one Facebook platform, and then switch over to Nextdoor, and then switch over to Twitter, or whatever else we needed to do, and then go on the website. It was very cumbersome to do all of these things in a tornado warning. This system automatically integrates with the National Weather Service, so when these weather alerts are issued, the system's automatically going to push these out through all of our platforms, including telephone, text, social media platforms, so it's faster, it's more assured than what our previous vendor was. It also allows our police department to tie in through the iPause network. So we now have the ability to send out, if we, God forbid, if we have a missing child or missing elderly, a silver alert, any of those things, we have the ability to send out these alerts to all cell phones within a certain perimeter, regardless of whether they're signed up for our city or not. They can also attach media. So, for example, if we have a missing child, our police department can actually put a picture of that child out and send that out to everybody in the area. They'll get that alert on their phone. So great capabilities within the system, much better. And it's $1,000 a year cheaper than what our previous vendor was. So that's why I was pretty comfortable in going ahead and moving forward with this quickly rather than coming back and forth on it. So wanted to let you know. Currently, one of the problems is we tried really hard to get people who are already signed up for our Blackboard system to be imported into the new system. Unfortunately, the new system is more customizable than the old system was, so we really need people to sign up on their own. Currently, we have about 2,000 that have already signed back up, so we're doing good. But we definitely want to keep encouraging people to sign up. We will continue to use both systems through the end of this month, and then at the end of this month, we're going to completely stop using Blackboard. So that way it gives us a period of time and a kind of a grace period to work on getting everybody signed up on our new platform.
Is Blackboard the CTY?
Yes, Blackboard is the CTY, correct.
And it's cheaper, yes?
Yes.
Any questions or comments? Next item, item E, staff report, residential garbage rates increase per contract with Waste Connections.
Yes, just wanted to make sure this was on the agenda in case there was any discussion. It's been 1 year since we executed the contract with Waste Connections, and if you recall, we had two big cost increases that were going to take place. So we will have an increase that goes into effect this billing cycle for trash. And I believe that, do you remember what the dollar amount was?
It's like $2 and something.
Yeah, 23 something was the total for the
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
month.
that's
So
what the difference
yeah,
was.
it's a couple dollar increase. So just want to make sure council was reminded of that, and of course answer any questions or any concerns you may have.
Is everybody good?
Less than 21.
Okay. Item 9, planning and zoning case hearing. Do I have to read all this?
Unless you want me to read it.
Okay. Okay. Planning and zoning case hearing. Item A, the city council will conduct a public hearing on case number 5191, a request for zoning change for C1 neighborhood commercial to C2 general commercial for the property located at 612 Michael Drive. To achieve a timely and orderly hearing, the council asks that the following rules and procedures be respected. Each case will be called in the sequence as listed on the agenda, unless otherwise directed by the chair. All ensuing dialogue shall be directed to the council only. After the staff presentation, the applicant and support will be given an opportunity to speak for 3 minutes each to present their case. Opposition may then speak for 3 minutes each. At the conclusion of the opposition, the applicant will be granted 3 minutes for rebuttal. Continuation beyond the speaker's allotted time will be at the sole discretion of the mayor. Those who are unable to speak today are encouraged to submit written comments. Following the official close of each case hearing, the council will deliberate and vote on the item in question. During that time, no further testimony or commentary will be allowed unless directed by the mayor. So the time is 6:36, and I will open this public hearing.
All right. We do have one zoning request change. Applicant is here, and it's George Figueroa? Correct. Okay, I always don't want to mess it up, I'm sorry. Who's representing Uno Real Estate LLC. Uno Real Estate LLC is the legal entity owner of the property. The location is 612 Michael Drive. Current zoning is C1 neighborhood commercial. The request is to go from C1 neighborhood commercial to C2 general commercial. Staff recommendation on this is denial. P&Z recommendation on this, which P&Z heard this case last Tuesday, is also denial. Reason being, C2 zoning is generally not compatible with immediately abutting A2 residential. Future land use does identify this property as commercial. However, the future land use map does not differentiate between neighborhood commercial versus general commercial. It only identifies it as commercial. And proposed uses do not necessarily align with the CDC strategic development initiatives, meaning that this is not something that our Community Development Corporation would seek to support through a development project of some sort. So those are the reasons why it's being brought to you for, or why the staff recommendation is denial. Applicant did supply a site map, which isn't necessary on this particular zoning, but we did include it in the packet there. There's no real structural changes or parking changes on the facility. Most of the upgrades that would take place if approved would all occur inside. the facility itself. And then we did also supply you with a copy of our current zoning permissible use table, what all is included in C1 versus what is included in C2, which C2 is essentially C1 plus several other different varying options. Do you have any questions for me before we bring the applicant up?
Yes, specifically, where is this? I know it's on 612 Michael, but
Yeah, 612 Michael, so it is located just off of Everman Parkway behind what is currently an automotive repair shop and a convenience store
just making sure.
across the street, Michael, from the Everman bingo facility.
Gotcha.
Any other questions? Okay, George, you want to come on up?
Mr. Snyder, you have 3 minutes.
Okay, good afternoon. So my proposal was just, I've owned this building for 2 years now, and I've tried to do something with it. I've had it on the market for rent, no luck for the last 2 years. So I operate pawn shops myself in Fort Worth. There's 11 of them that I currently operate. And so I'm trying to put another pawn shop in Everman is really what it's about. That's what my goal would be. So the previous owner that had this property had it for multiple years, and I think he just allowed anybody to go in there that wanted to put whatever. He didn't focus on improving the community. Ever since I bought the property, I've had it completely gutted, invested money into the property, but I have to do something with it after 2 years. So I'm familiar with the pawn shops, and that's what my proposal was, and so that's what I'm trying to do with it. But versus having, maybe like a dance hall, which is what I've been approached by, to put back in there, or maybe like a bar, which is another option that was, I guess, in the past, what it was before. And so,
If you have any questions for him?
Does anybody have any questions? I guess I have concern with pawn shop. We already have one.
yes.
There, they don't do any pond. They loan money.
Mhm.
It's not what you expect in a pawn shop, and I don't think this would be any different. And then again, you brought up some of the things that business has been in the past. Well, some of them were not legal businesses either. So,
So like I said, I operate 11 pawn shops, so it's not like you're getting a person that's going in that doesn't know what they're doing. I've got 22 years of experience in the business, so I've got a lot of knowledge, and I'll kind of use it. I mean, it's not going to be something that's going to be just something I'm making up. I know what I'm doing when it comes to it. And so, and again, I do operate 11 shops already, so it's a lot of experience that I have for that.
I do know that the TIF board, or not the TIF board, the Community Development Committee,
Uh-huh.
we're looking to develop that area.
Okay.
And we want to build it up. We're tired of the type of businesses that we currently have, or not all of them, but some of them are kind of eyesores. They don't take care of their business and stuff. We want that to be an entryway into our city. We want to bring in quality businesses. Not saying that pawn shop, but, it does have the perceptions. But I don't know if that fits in the direction that we're trying to go in.
Okay.
And I'm going to assume that would be the reasoning kind of behind the staff and the planning and zoning denying it, because it doesn't fit in with what we're trying to do.
I do want to be clear, hold on real quick. I do want to be clear. So when staff reviews this, we don't review specific business use. We look at it as zoning use. So we're not looking, in this instance, we don't look at just a pawn shop, which is an authorized use under C2. We're looking at all permissible uses under C2, and would any of those C2 cases fit when we go forward with these recommendations? So in this instance, none of C2, in staff's opinion, as it's defined, would be compatible with immediately adjacent residential. So, sorry, I just wanted to get that out there.
You said what I was fixing to
Okay.
say. I'm concerned that it's currently C1, right behind the fence, behind this property, are houses with children and dogs. And the C2 capabilities that could, and it's your property. And if you decided later you didn't want a pawn shop and wanted something else on the C2 list, C2 commercial. It would be the only piece of that in that area, and that changes the dynamics in that area. And that's my main concern. I
Okay.
just don't want to see a piece here and a piece there get upgraded and get stuck. I mean, you could sell it to somebody, but you could sell it to someone else, but they're probably not gonna want to change it back down to a C1. So once it gets upgraded to C2, that's probably where it's gonna stay. And we still have those homes left behind. That's my only concern.
Okay.
What is exactly the difference between C1 and C2?
So C1 is classified as neighborhood commercial, typically generally meeting more your neighborhood style commercial businesses, your grocery stores, restaurants, those kinds of things. C2 is more your general commercial. In our particular zoning, it would include things such as automotive shops, sales. It could include, let me pull up the list here because there's a lot. Boat marine sales, auto rentals, car wash, sign shops, funeral homes, laundry, hospitals, clinics, building and related construction, which is typically the one that kind of gets a lot of people. Used merchandise, building materials, stone monuments, those kinds of things are what's classified as C2. It's everything in C1 plus these permissible uses. I think we do we have one speaker that wanted to speak in opposition, or is she good? Good? Okay. Okay. You do want to speak? Okay. You do have one speaker in opposition, Rich.
Okay. Is everybody done with? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good evening, council people. I have concerns about why a person would want to open up a retail business to be successful in a building that cannot be seen. It cannot be seen from Everman Parkway, it can only be seen from Michael, and it sits behind the store. And as this lady said, there are houses behind that building. That's one thing. And then, if this is going to be a pawn shop, how do we know that the merchandise that he takes in is not stolen? Does he have a way of verifying that it's the owner that's coming in there with their own merchandise? I'd like to address the issue of traffic. How much more auto traffic or foot traffic are we going to have behind the houses? We already have enough people that are walking across Michael to go to that store. And we already have enough traffic. We don't need any more traffic there. And I also feel that if we put that type of business in that neighborhood, all of our property values will be going down in value. Then I want to know what's the main purpose of opening up this type of business in this neighborhood. Could it, in the future, and I'm not accusing anybody, but in the future, like 6 months or a year down the road, could this become a front for illegal activities? A disguise for illegal activities. And then I understand that if this is approved, the city cannot mandate that a high fence be put behind the building all the way down the alley. But I would request that if this is approved, which I hope it is not, that the owner would put an 8-foot fence where we cannot see all the traffic that's going on behind our houses. Thank you.
You're allowed 3 more minutes for rebuttal, if you'd like.
So, as far as the stolen merchandise, all pawn shops are required to report every serial number that we intake every single day. It goes straight to the police. It's called Leads Online. And so we would have that activated in the store. So every single serial number that we take, even if it's something like gold, weights reported, descriptions reported, all that stuff is reported every night, daily. Okay, so that's going to take care of that situation. As far as 8-foot fence, that's not an issue. That could be taken care of if that's a requirement. As far as illegal activities, I mean, we work with police officers all the time. Police officers are going into our shops, fire department goes into our shops. A lot of the law enforcement buy firearms from us. And so all of that is done legally. There's no issues. We have FFL licenses that we deal with. Each individual shop has their own license they has to report. We are mandated by the state, and it's a federal situation. So the federal's involved as far as that. So there's not going to be any issues with illegal activity. All we're regulated not only by the state of Texas, and it's also, again, the ATF, which is federal. So it's two levels of regulation for the pawn shops. As far as the hours, I mean, you know, in the past, typically this has been, I know before I bought the building, I think it was a restaurant bar or something. And so the hours in a pawn shop, their regular business hours are going to be, you're talking 9:30 in the morning till 7 p.m. That's it. They shut down. I mean, there's no pawn shops open after 7 p.m. And so as far as the traffic, we're right next to a, you know, shopping strip. I mean, so, you know, I don't know how much it'll affect, but, you know, as far as an average pawn shop does about 25 loans a day, if that. I mean, so if that speaks to the traffic, maybe between 25 to 40 people going in and out of the parking lot. I mean, that's pretty much the traffic count. What it will look like for a typical pawn shop. Now, if it is very successful, and in certain areas with a lot higher traffic count, I mean, you're talking 150 transactions in a day. And so, but in the city of Everman with 6,000 people population, it probably would be between 25 to 40 people going into the shop daily. So I think that should cover everything as far as was mentioned.
Anybody else have any questions or?
Yes, we have a pawn shop on Wichita. Have we had any problems, with that?
I don't, with all due respect, I don't know that it would be, I don't want to go down an avenue of targeting the specific business type. And to answer your question, no, but I wouldn't want to go down the avenue of targeting a specific business type or talking about specific business types, because we really, when we do these zoning changes, we really need to be looking at all permissible uses, not just a pawn shop. We need to be looking at all potential uses. So, no, staff, I'll say that no, staff's recommendation for denial isn't because of any concerns related to crime impact or that from a pawn shop. It's specifically related to all the permissible uses located underneath C2. Is there any other questions for him?
No.
Okay, you're welcome.
I do have one. I'm sorry. Let me, if it's okay, Mayor. You said you had this business on the market for a couple years. You haven't had, so are you trying to lease out retail space within this building?
So
Or are you trying to convert the whole building into a pawn shop?
It would be half of the building, the rest of it will still be for lease, but the issue is I've been paying a mortgage on this thing for 2 years.
Sure.
And all the expenses going out, with the demo, with all that stuff, the taxes have gone up tremendously from the first year to this past year. So it's just, it is a cash drain, you know, and I know that's not a concern to you guys, it's my concern. I'm the one that bought the building, but at this point I have, because it's been 2 years. And I do know, so I bought this building owner to owner. So Jack Dow was the previous owner. I'm paying the mortgage to him. If I can't do nothing with this building, I'm not going to continue to keep, I'm just going to return it back to him. That's what's going to happen in the next year or so. If I can't do
Have
anything
you had a
with this building.
chance to review our permissible use table to see what business types are classified on C1 and what does operate under C1? Are any of those, as a property owner, and I'm going to say a developer, because you own a piece of property that could particularly be developed or contracted out, do any of those seem attractive to you? And the reason why I say that is because if this does come out as a denial tonight, I think as a property owner, there's opportunity for us to still partner together, because it is uniquely situated in an area that's of interest for development. So I would say, I wouldn't want you to walk away discouraged. I think there's other opportunities, if you're open to it, where we could find something that would be more amenable, that wouldn't result in necessarily a zoning change, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, the problem with that is, I know pawn shops, that's what I know, I've been doing it for 21 years. You know, for me to start a business that I don't know, it'd be more dangerous for me to do that. It's gonna be me more sinking more resources into something I'm not sure what the outlook would be, and that would not be smart for me as far
Okay.
as that situation.
Okay.
What if something came in where you're just the landlord? Where they lease the building
Well,
from
you know, so the building's been for rent for 2 years. This is my solution to my
Well, I'm just
prob-
saying though, what if, we're working with a group right now that are retail strategies.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we need to hook them up with you and just see if there's anything that maybe you guys can come to some type of.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
bought this building
I-
as a retirement for my family, right? For when I retire, that's what this is. So yeah, I'd be open to that, but like I
okay.
said, it's been on the market for 2 years and I've had no prospects, so
Okay.
it's, you know, that's really where I'm at right now in that situation.
All right, attorney's bringing us back on track, so I took us off track. Sorry.
Well, I really took us off track, so.
But yes, I'd be interested in
just-
that. So,
Okay,
for sure.
okay.
All right.
Okay, so, okay, so I'll close the public hearing. Time is 6:54. Okay, next item, item 2, consideration of ordinance number 849, an ordinance of the City of Everman, in the comprehensive zoning ordinance map and plan of the City of Everman, Texas, as heretofore amended by granting a change in zoning from C1 neighborhood commercial, C1 to C2 general commercial, C2, for an approximately 0.492 acre parcel designated as designated a tract of land out of Block 5 Shelby School Land Survey, abstract number 1375 in the city of Everman, Tarrant County, Texas, according to the plat recorded in volume 5165, page 215, deed records of Tarrant County, Texas, and being more commonly known as 612 Michael Drive in the city of Everman, Tarrant County, Texas, providing a repealing clause, providing a severability clause, providing a savings clause, and providing a penalty of fine not to exceed the sum of $2,000 for each offense, and providing an effective date. So, do we have a motion? Is that for a motion,
If I can, I just wanted to,
or is that just conversation? Okay.
I just wanted to remind the council to make an affirmative motion. You don't have to vote for your motion, but it should be a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
And you don't have to vote for your motion, but the motion should be an affirmative motion to approve.
And this would be the vote. This is what we would
Yes.
vote for it, okay.
You
But
can
this is also open for just,
You can deliberate after a motion takes place.
okay.
Motion to approve. Correct word. Okay. I make a motion to approve ordinance number 849 as discussed.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Any discussion?
Yes, did I say that right? Okay, okay. It's just kind of oddly worded.
But just because of the way it's worded, we had,
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
And-
849, that's what it says. Is that right?
Yes, 849.
So a vote in the affirmative is a vote to approve the zoning change.
For what we just discussed.
so do we have any discussion on ordinance number 849?
No.
Seeing none, would you poll the council?
Place 1. Place 2.
No.
Place 3. Place 4.
No.
Place 6.
No.
Mayor,
Okay, no.
motion denied.
I would love to connect with you tomorrow or Thursday if we could, talk about maybe some other options or else we can support you. So don't want to get off the agenda, but would love to connect with you to do that.
Okay, next item, consideration possible action, item A, ordinance number 847, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Everman, Texas, amending ordinance number 670, which established the tax increment reinvestment zone, number 1, to amend the boundaries of the zone and amend the project and financing plan and related matters, providing a conflicts clause, providing a severability clause, and providing an effective date. I'll entertain a motion.
I move we approve ordinance number 847 as written.
Second.
Who was the second? Mary?
Mary.
Okay. Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Would you poll the council?
Place 1. Place 2.
Aye.
Place 3. Place 4.
Aye.
Place 6.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item B, ordinance number 848, an ordinance of the City of Everman, Texas, adopting an updated drought contingency and emergency water management plan, amending Chapter 20, Utilities of the Everman Code by adopting a new Article 10, Drought Contingency Water Emergency Management Plan, amending Chapter 20 by adopting a new Article 11, Lawn and Landscape Irrigation, providing that this ordinance shall be cumulative of all ordinances, providing a severability clause, providing a savings clause, providing a penalty clause, providing for publication in the official newspaper, and providing an effective date. I'll entertain a motion.
I move we approve ordinance number 848 as read.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion?
Just to brief council real quick, I almost put this on consent agenda. We are required by our contract with the city of Fort Worth to adopt a drought contingency ordinance periodically. This is essentially that update. Oh, and by state law.
All right, would you poll the council?
Place 1. Place 2.
Aye.
Place 3. Place 4.
Aye.
Place 6.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item C, resolution number 2026-03-01, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Everman, Texas, adopting an interlocal cooperation agreement with Tarrant County, Texas, for reconstruction of parking lots at the City of Everman Animal Shelter, ratifying the execution of said agreement by the city manager and/or the mayor, and providing an effective date. I'll entertain a motion.
I move we approve resolution number 2026-03-01 as read.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
And this is no cost to Everman, is that correct?
That is correct. It's no cost. Because it's no cost, the mayor and I already executed it. That's why this resolution is ratifying the execution, and it's done. The parking lot's already there. So I hope you do pass this so they don't come and repossess the parking lot. But we didn't figure you'd have any opposition to it if it was free.
Would you poll the council?
Place 1. Place 2.
Aye.
Place 3. Place 4.
Aye.
Should I say no?
Place 6.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item D, resolution number 2026-03-02, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Everman, Texas, amending Article 5, leave policies of the City of Everman Personnel Manual by amending Section 5.02, vacation leave, and Section 5.03, sick leave regarding payment upon separation, providing for implementation and directing the Director of Human Resources to update and distribute the personnel manual no later than March 31st, 2026. I'll entertain a motion.
I move we approve resolution number 2026-03-02 as read.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Poll the council.
Does this have
Oh.
to do with the thing you discussed about emergency personnel.
So this has to do with when the city of Everman years ago, we amended our vacation leave and sick leave policies. We made changes specific to how firefighters accrue vacation hours. They accrue at a higher rate because they work 24-hour, currently 48-hour shifts. So they have to accrue at a higher rate. Their hourly salary, in accordance with FLSA, is typically lower because of how we have to compensate them by FLSA. We did not review at that point the vacation leave and sick leave payouts. So therefore, it's the same for a civilian employee as it is for a firefighter employee, which actually is a disparagement for the firefighters. This corrects that and sets it in accordance with everything else. So the calculation is the same for our accrual policy, everything else, and how FLSA works.
So it wasn't like this before?
No, it was not
Okay.
like this before.
Any other discussion? Poll the council.
I'm sorry, one other
Oh.
thing, just to clarify. We have not had any firefighters between the adoption of the original policy and the adoption of this policy that could file any sort of claim. We've gone back and looked to say that, hey, they weren't compensated the full amount. So we haven't had anybody suffer a consequence of this policy.
Got
So,
it. Thank you.
Place 1. Place 2.
Aye.
Place 3. Place 4.
Aye.
Place 6.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item E, resolution number 2026-03-03, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Everman, Texas, adopting a cybersecurity policy for the City of Everman, providing a repealing clause and providing an effective date. I'll entertain a motion.
I move we approve resolution number 2026-03-03 as read.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? You got anything?
no, just that we've had cybersecurity policies for a long time, but it's never been formally adopted by council. That's why it's before you tonight. It's a grant requirement.
Okay. Poll the council.
Place 1. Place 2.
Aye.
Place 3. Place 4.
Aye.
Place 6.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item F, resolution number 2026-03-04, resolution of the City Council of the City of Everman, Texas, adopting an asset management policy for the City of Everman, providing a repealing clause and providing an effective date. I'll entertain a motion.
I move we approve resolution number 2026-03-04 as read.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion?
This is very similar to the cybersecurity. We've had asset management policies. It was actually incorporated into our comprehensive financial policies. However, the federal government, in order to qualify for federal funding on a grant we're pursuing, requires us to have a separated asset management policy. So, and it has to be approved by the council. Yes.
Any other questions?
Yay, grant.
Would you poll the council?
Place 1. Place 2.
Aye.
Place 3. Place 4.
Aye.
Place 6. Mayor.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item G, resolution number 2026-03-05, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Everman, Texas, authorizing the creation of 3 part-time seasonal street maintenance positions, providing for funding from the Street Improvement Tax Fund for the months of April, May, and June, and providing for an effective date. I'll entertain a motion.
I move we approve resolution number 2026-03-05 as read.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
Are these permanent positions?
No and no. These are not permanent positions. So this is being brought before you tonight because in conversation with Gilbert about how to properly address our street issue, particularly in the coming months as we come through the rainy season tends to create many more potholes, street maintenance increases, park maintenance also increases. We don't have the staff to satisfy all of the requests that are coming in. They are getting buried behind. So trying to get creative and fiscally responsible and identify how can we improve our programs and repair streets appropriately, we came up with the idea of creating 3 part-time positions that are seasonal, meaning these positions would only exist for a 3-month period to come in and support the efforts that our street crew is working on to fix and repair streets, particularly in the rainy season. That also allows our park crews to focus on the parks and not have to be pulled away from parks to go work on streets. And now we're suffering park maintenance issues because everybody's trying to do the streets. How many people do we have in the Parks and Streets Department altogether? 3. So there's 3 guys that are working it. We just don't have the staff. So this allows us and gives us 3 months to come in and really address a lot of our street issues. These employees, by law, will only be allowed to focus on streets because that's what the Street Improvement Fund is for street maintenance. This will not touch general fund, and there will not need to be an increase in street maintenance supplies. Correct, Gilbert? So no budget increase request for street maintenance supplies. This would come from the Street Maintenance Fund to fund these positions to give them the staff he needs.
Okay, I think I asked my question incorrectly, poorly worded. So we're gonna maybe pass this resolution, and so these same 3 positions will be available in April, May, and June of 2027,
No.
2028, or is this an annual thing we're gonna need to
Only
pass?
if appropriated through the budget process. If it's not appropriated through the budget process, then we would have to come back each year and adopt a resolution.
This is
When
only
we
for
go
this
through
year.
the budget
Okay.
process, if we budget for those positions, then we've appropriated it. We don't have to come through this process.
Okay.
Question, so these staff, these part-time staff, they're going to be experienced street people as well, so they don't have to be trained or pulled away from?
That's it's going to be dependent on the applicant pool. Of course, we're going to try to pull experienced people as much as we can. That's always the goal. We want experience. But it's going to be, it's hard to say that, yes, all of them are going to have significant experience. We just don't know who's going to apply.
Okay.
One of the concerns is it is a seasonal position.
Right.
So that tends to have an impact on what applicants will have for it. But it's an effort into trying to
good.
solve it that's a fiscally responsible effort.
Okay.
It'll be less than $25,000 in salary from street improvement.
I just wanted to address her questions regarding that. So, yes, they were not budgeted. However, that's why we're passing this. We will be doing a budget amendment, and there is sufficient funds to cover these positions. So I just wanted to.
The 25,000 is for the 3 part-times or per each?
No, that's total.
Total.
That's
Oh,
for all 3, $25,000 for all 3.
Oh, okay.
Part-time.
For 3
position.
months.
Got it. Thank you.
Any other questions? Would you poll the council?
Place 1. Place 2.
Aye.
Place 3. Place 4.
Aye.
Place 6.
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
Item H, consideration and possible action on an appointment for the Planning and Zoning Commission. I do have a nomination. I don't know if anybody else has one. Randy Sanders would be my recommendation to the Planning and Zoning.
I could live with that.
Yes.
He knows the city, he knows the streets,
He definitely knows
he knows the planning and the zoning.
You're okay with this one, Mr. Sanders? You're okay with this one?
Well, you're not saying no loudly enough, so we're gonna go with yes. Are you okay with this? Oh, yes, I'm fine with it. Okay. Sorry, we weren't loud enough.
If we don't get you, we're gonna have to get Steve beside you, so.
Uh-oh. He's
So-
hiding. There's 2 of them, so let's take them both.
So I'll make a motion to nominate Randy Sanders to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Make a motion to appoint Randy Sanders to the Planning and Zoning.
Second.
What's that?
Is it filling a vacancy or is it a new term?
It's a new term. It is a vacancy and a new term. That term just expired. Give me 1 second, and I will get that language for you. I thought I'd get that language for you. I'm gonna have IT issues again. This is insane. It is that. This is for a vacancy created for place 3, Judy Wellborn. The term would be expiring January 8th of 2027. Yes, this just needs to be updated. But yeah, it'd be January 8th, 2027 is when the next term set expires.
So it's filling a current position then?
Yes.
There's only a year left in it?
Yes. Well, they're one-year appointments by ordinance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have to be
All right.
reappointed each year.
Okay.
So, and we just reappointed everybody else on that board at the January meeting. Judy Wellborn is the one vacancy that we've got. So we'll need to, his appointment would be through January 8th, 2027, at which time we would seek to reappoint all members.
Cool.
So did we get a second? Did you second? Okay. So I got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Would you poll the council?
Place 1? Place 2?
Aye.
Place 3? Place 4?
Aye.
Place 6?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Weekly meetings start this week, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not listening.
Yeah.
Okay, so next is executive session. Item A, Section 551.071, seek advice of the city attorney related to the Everman Municipal Water Storage Tank at 304 Southway Drive, AKA the Columbine Wells Water Well. B, Section 551.071, pending or contemplated litigation or to seek advice of the city attorney to wit, Earlene Whittleson versus Rollmania LLC, City of Everman, et al., case number 067-364940-25, Section 551.072, purchase, sale, exchange, lease, or value of real property to wit 400 Wichita Street, Soccer 5, USA. The time is 7:15. We're in executive session.
have been open. Which is not necessarily a good thing. Oh, yes, yes, yes. No, you're good, you're good.
And they did bring those over.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm gonna call the meeting back to order. Time is 7:56. I will entertain a motion from executive session.
I make a motion to authorize the city manager to negotiate and execute a lease agreement with Soccer 5 USA for property at 400 Wichita on the terms and conditions discussed in executive session.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Would you poll the council?
Place 1. Place 2. Place 3. Place 4.
Aye.
Place 6.
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
Next is city manager's report.
Am I the only one? Thumbs up? I'm sorry, go ahead, Mayor.
How about this?
No, just a couple of things. First off, I sent out the invitation for the upcoming TML Region 8 meeting. It's in Forest Hill, this next one, so if you haven't had an opportunity to go to the Region 8 meetings, they really are good opportunities to network and connect with other elected officials and department directors from the area. I think the presentation may be remarkable. I'm giving it, so I hope it's remarkable. I'm just kidding. But it's coming up. My computer stopped working. I can't do anything with it. So April 9th. You can RSVP to the city secretary there at Forest Hill, Amy, and she'll make sure you're taken care of. But they are great opportunities. It's very, very local and convenient. So if you have the chance to go, I would encourage you to go. Other than that, staff is working right now just on preparing with all the weather and stuff we've got coming up, trying to keep up with everything. And then don't forget that we've got April 17th for the budget workshop, mid-year budget workshop. Unfortunately, I wish we would have done it mid-March now because our audit got pushed back. So we'll be dealing with auditors at the same time anyway. It didn't work out in our favor. That's just, it's going to be at 1 o'clock.
On a
Yes, ma'am.
Friday,
Yes, ma'am.
April 17th.
April 17th,
Okay.
yes. And so we'll have all of our staff there, and we'll provide some refreshments and snacks and stuff to make sure we go through all of our budget. That's all I have.
Okay, mayor's report. You know what? I don't have anything. I'm ready to get out of here. So,
Surprised we got out of here by 8.
the time is 7:58. We are adjourned.